Based on your closed-door meetings with Gary, did he come across or was he as anti-crypto in private as he did in public?
No.
No?
General direction of travel that both sides of the aisle want to have a more meaningful environment, a more constructive environment in the U.S. for digital assets and stablecoins.
Nobody is showing up at these prices. Nobody is buying, and nobody owns gold yet.
We all know how important this technology is to be integrated into the traditional financial systems.
This is where I think we'll see the start of the rotation into alts. Why do I say that? Well, that's because at this point here, this is where we saw the XRP move. We talked about this yesterday.
They try to shake me out, but I was born ready. Dropping down the price, then I be getting plenty. They want all your bags and they want all them empty.
If you got a baggie, welcome to the party. Welcome back to some more Moon o'clock news. No breakfast, no coffee, just straight extra bullishness. Shout out to Lady Sub. Appreciate you stopping by, tuning in. Don't forget to drop an elbow from the top ropes on that likey button. We got XRP currently right around $2.56. We got one from Ripple to pop things off. Our president, Monica Long, had the honor of meeting with his highest Ahmed bin Saeed at Dubai FinTech Summit. We continue to be impressed with the leadership demonstrated by Dubai as it establishes itself as one of the world's leading hubs for digital assets. Ahmed bin Saeed meets with the global financial industry leaders participating at the Dubai FinTech Summit 2025. The meeting explored opportunities for collaboration and expanding digital payments infrastructure and accelerated innovation across the financial ecosystem. Ripple, Monica Long, XRP, all roads lead to the bridge. Watch your guru Justin Ripple meets with the UAE officials to discuss digital payment infrastructure and accelerating financial innovation. BTC who? ETH who? Know what you hold. Eleanor Tarrant scoop. Patrick Mahenry reveals that the former SEC chief Gary Gensler was not as anti-crypto in private as he was in public. I think it had more to do with the Senate politics and confirmation politics. He was paid to do his job.
Based on your closed-door meetings with Gary, did he come across or was he as anti-crypto in private as he did in public?
No.
No?
Nope.
Wow.
No, I mean, look, Gensler had this complicated history where he saw the value of digital assets and he was in the seat to do something about it and he was trying to kill it.
Well,
it's just really complicated.
He invented the airdrop, right? I mean, people forget that at MIT,
yes.
the best way to build liquidity. Yeah, it's a forgotten chapter in his story. Yeah,
completely forgotten. I had this weird, mistaken, stupid now belief that he wouldn't be that bad as SEC chair. And I mean, the level of disappointment. You can have a conversation with him about the content structures, the legal piece of this stuff, and it's a very reasonable thing. And then you start asking him questions and about what he would do about it, and you're like, wait a second, but that's kind of disagreeing with all your facts you've just given me. You've agreed are real. I cannot
Why do you
understand
think that is? Yeah.
Ideology, progressive ideology, and Elizabeth Warren is justifying her view and contorting herself into this really anti-crypto view. Yet it's clear she doesn't understand the technology. Gensler understands the technology, and yet he's in the same space. Like he comes to the same conclusion. I think it had to do more with Senate politics and confirmation politics than anything else.
Right, and now he's back at MIT teaching fintech and AI.
He'll come up with the next airdrop.
Yeah, you never know.
Gary was paid to do his job, slow down Ripple and the XRP ledger, and scare away investors. They want your baggies by any means necessary. NFA crypto, this is the first time I've ever seen anything that could be described as a purple path, and it's Trump walking down it to sign a historic $600 billion U.S. Saudi trade deal. Meanwhile, just 2 weeks earlier, his son secured a $2 billion stablecoin deal in neighboring UAE. No official connection, but the timing is wild. The purple path, XRP, RippleNet. You know what's coming. They know what's coming. and they can't stop it. Cointelegraph bullish, extra bullish. Coinbase CEO declares that crypto is here to stay. It's going to be a part of everybody's 401k.
Big news for you guys on the S&P 500. Is that going to change your outlook at all, or the impact that Coinbase has?
Well, we're very happy to be included in the S&P 500. It now means that crypto is here to stay. It's going to be a part of everybody's 401k. It's a testament to the hard work of our employees and our investors. And it's a big appreciation to our customers, too, that helped us get to be one of the most trusted companies in America. And so we couldn't be happier.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to the mass adoption of cryptocurrencies, utility coins like XRP, Nerdy X90, emotions and FOMO pump prices because everyone wants to be the cool guy. Same thing will happen with crypto. Is it too late?
Gold at 3,500. Nobody is showing up at these prices. Nobody is buying, and nobody owns gold yet. Gold at 5,000. There will be a little bit more action, but not much. But what it takes when the herd comes rushing in, that's what causes it to explode to insane prices, just like it did back in the 1970s and the first couple of months of 1980. So is it too late yet? In my opinion, no, it is not too late at all. But are you going to be a buyer at 5,000? Or are you going to wait until gold is 10,000 and then come rushing in with the rest of the herd?
XRP at 20 cents. Nobody wanted it. XRP at $3. Getting a little bit more excited. They're going to miss the train. Once we go to double digits, triple digits, is it too late? Not yet, but it's getting more and more expensive. We got XAIF crypto breaking. Bank of France officially testing Ripple Ledger for the digital euro. Here we are, showcasing real utility use cases. Are you still doubting XRP reaching 10K? Bitcoin news. Ryan Sucker says that the Genius Act doesn't pass this week, all of crypto legislation under Trump will be dead on arrival. He blames Coinbase's lack of effort, claiming regulatory confusion helped them build their competitive moat. John Deaton says, I agree with 2-Bit Idiot when he says if Congress can't get the Genius Act passed, we won't see market structure built, which means we won't see any long-lasting reform until 2029, depending on how the presidential election goes. Live from CoinDesk, Jack McDonald, SVP Stablecoins at Ripple, believes that a stablecoin bill is something that both sides of the aisle are getting behind. He calls stablecoins really the least crypto that you can have.
General direction of travel that both sides of the aisle want to have a more meaningful environment, a more constructive environment in the U.S. for digital assets. And stablecoins, I think, represent really the lowest common denominator. It's really the least crypto that you can have. And so it's something, particularly for newcomers to the space, to really wrap their heads around because of how they work. And certainly and the whole premise of this legislation is to provide regulation and clarity around stablecoins. And so being dollar-backed, being regulated, I think is something that both sides of the aisle are getting behind.
Watch your guru, Justin. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong calls on Congress to pass crypto stablecoin legislation.
Hey y'all, I'm here in DC today trying to help get legislation passed for crypto. There's a big vote for the stablecoin bill coming up hopefully tomorrow. That's going to be a big important one. And then we're going to move on to market structure legislation, which is even more important. We've been meeting with members of the Senate on both sides of the House, and there's a lot of good excitement about getting this done. Like any good negotiation, there's a lot of details to work out at the last minute, but we've been stressing the urgency of this. There's 52 million Americans who want to see this legislation get passed, and we need to make sure the industry stays on shore here in America. It's also Stand With Crypto Day. Stand With Crypto invited over 60 founders to come meet with their elected representatives to underscore this message as well. So fingers crossed, it's an exciting, historic moment. Let's see if we can get some legislation passed.
Vivek Farrell, White House admin, just said $1 trillion trade-fied companies are coming to Bitcoin and crypto, XRP, utility coins.
It puts you in a tough place with people who don't understand how important this technology is. Now, we all know that that's not the case. We all know how important this technology is to be integrated into the traditional financial systems. Even those players recognize the unlock that this could provide in terms of revolutionizing the way that things work, and they're ready for adoption. I mean, that's one thing to point out as well, is these TradFi folks are banging down our door, trying to figure out what the timelines are, trying to figure out who the best players to interact with are in the digital asset space. And the unlock to that was what the president did with the first digital asset CEO. But I'll pause there because I'm sure we'll get there.
Hugo Filion, done, check. We're aiming for FXRP version 1.1 to go live on Songbird. So it began. Flare networks, no more waiting, we're on. This is how XRP enters DeFi securely, scalably, and with full custody retained. From here, it only scales. We got F assets, XRP F assets version 1.1 launches on Songbird, unlocking scalable FXRP minting. F assets launching on Songbird, making a major upgrade for Flare's interoperable protocol. We're bringing DeFi to XRP via FXRP, the composable version of XRP for DeFi. This upgrade unlocks greater liquidity, capital efficiency, and scalability, laying the groundwork for broader XRP DeFi adoption. Minting flow of FXRP. 1. User initiates minting. A user on the XRP ledger sends their XRP to a registered agent's address on the XRP ledger. 2. Agent receives XRP and provides collateral. 3. FXRP is minted on Songbird. 4. Optional collateral support from our community pool. F assets launch on Songbird, unlocking scalable FXRP. Also, if you haven't heard the Songbird track I dropped a few years back, Songbirdie by XRP Bags. Crypto Insight UK, when is XRP most likely to pop? This was before ETH or any other alt moved significantly. We have more data now, and I feel it reaffirms my thoughts.
He's higher. So what's happened here? We've got this range. We've got two pools of liquidity, one here and one here, which I think at some point we're going to squeeze through and price is going to go significantly higher. And if we use percentages above the two pools, so let's go just to the green section of the liquidity, look, and we'll use the same in a second here, where I'll just show you where price goes to top, 24% higher than where the liquidity comes in. And we'll go again from the green section to the top. This could give us a bit of an indication of where the high could come in. 24% would bring us to about $160,000 Bitcoin. Now that's in my price target of around 180 is where I think the cycle top is going to come in. So if we get this move for Bitcoin here, I do think this will be the time, or maybe this happens first. Maybe we start to push through here and then and alts take a back seat while Bitcoin does that, and then alts rally as Bitcoin just blows off top to the high and alts rally here. But I honestly do think alts probably start to rally as Bitcoin breaks the top of this range. So let me show you where I think alts will probably start to go. Anywhere in this area here is my guess. If we start to break, that's an awful drawing. Let me just do a square because I'm actually so bad at freehand drawing. Anywhere from here to probably about here, if this is going to be the break, if we get up to about 104,000 and we start to continue higher, this is where I think we'll see the start of the rotation into alts. Why do I say that? Well, that's because at this point here, this is where we saw the XRP move. We talked about this yesterday. It's where XRP started, and then XRP really started to outperform as Bitcoin pushed up here, percentage-wise.
Cointelegraph update, Crypto Quant reports XRP seller absorption on Binance, signaling a potential breakout ahead. The longer they take, the higher we keep climbing on that XRP. Richless, where will those bags be when that regulation jar molasses finally breaks open and XRP's true price is finally revealed? Catch you up here on the mothership. I am the XRP Bagman, the Moon Commander, BYOB. Bring your own bags, be your own bank, be your own boss. And don't forget to drop an elbow from the top ropes on that likey button. We'll see you at the tippy top. Later, glitches.
Hey, told you missed it, them riches jump off that ghost train. Totally good, now we blasting up off this third plane. Took the cheats and the codes and now we all run the game. Spit be splitting them split ups, deep state they getting drained. Jump in the pool of all these gains. Jumping, we shooting in slow motion like we Max Payne. Flipping, getting digits, 589K, we in this, yeah, we wealthy, filthy, rich in this bitch. And these hoes don't know it, you didn't notice that we ghosting this hoe. They built the tunage, you need a tune up, hoping that they freaking hear it, then you tune it, ayy. 4-3 to earth and we moving like we the frequency. Bagging these bags and now we living that so equally. Adam and Eve, they GMO the apples. Batman back in this 4-3-2 and all the samples. Jump on that saddle, we waking up all the cows.